So you find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree?
Yes.
Is that unanimous?
Yes.
Eric Smith was only 14 years old when he was given a sentence of 9 years to life in prison. Smith had been convicted of murdering 4-year-old Derek Roby. But before his arrest, many residents in Savona, New York, thought it might have been the work of an evil adult.
Late in the afternoon, the body of Derek Roby was found. It was just a brutal, brutal killing.
When police found Derek, they discovered that he had been lured into a wooded area not far from his home, strangled and beaten with rocks.
You know, when this terrible thing was done, I think everybody, including myself, thought it was an adult. And how could anybody do such a terrible, terrible thing?
But Smith had walked into the police command center 4 days after the murder, offering to help police solve the crime. Smith said that he had seen Derek that day with a white t-shirt on, holding a lunch bag. Investigators felt like Smith knew something, but didn't realize the killer was sitting right in front of them. Then 2 days after Derek Roby's funeral, Smith confessed.
Grandpa! Grandpa!
Yeah. I was there. I was there when my grandson confessed. And it was terrible.
Investigators and community members tried to understand why a 13-year-old boy would do such a thing. They learned that Smith had a history of being picked on as a young child. His bright red hair and freckles made him a target for bullies.
I don't know why he did it.
I asked him why he did it. His words almost verbatim were, "I don't know. I just saw this kid, this blonde kid, and I wanted to hurt him."
After he was convicted and sentenced, Smith was sent to Brookwood Juvenile Detention Center.
Love you, Eric.
Love you, Eric.
Love you, honey.
Love you.
When Eric Smith was sentenced, was there a sense, now we can get on with our lives?
You hear the 9 years to life, and I think back then everybody was focusing on the life side of it.
For Derek Roby's parents, Smith's prison sentence did not give them the closure they had expected. They were forced to deal with the harsh reality that their son's killer would be eligible for parole beginning in 2002.
They could decide that, well, now he's done his time and we're going to let him go.
It scares the hell out of me.
In 2002, Smith's parole was denied. But every 2 years, Smith appeared in front of the parole board, hoping to prove that he had changed and was no longer a danger to society. The frequent hearings took a toll on Derek's parents, who were forced to relive the horrors of their son's killing.
Must have felt like a weight hanging right over your head.
Yes. There's all of these really happy times that are supposed to happen throughout your life, but there's always that.
In 2009, as Smith approached his 30s, he said he had changed in an interview with WENY-TV.
The only thing that I can say to him is, I'm not the same person. There's not a day that goes by in some way, shape, or form that I'm like forced to remember what I did. I'm automatically thinking I killed Derek and the pain that I caused Dale and Doreen Roby.
In 2010, the parole board turned him down again, but as the years went by, clinical forensic psychologist Joni Johnston says he seemed to be changing.
Starting to see some compassion from him for other people. So I'm seeing a little bit of hope from him.
Years passed, and the parole board didn't budge, until October 2021, when his parole was granted. But Smith could not be released just yet. He still needed to find approved housing.
Eric Smith, who gained national attention almost 3 decades ago for killing a 4-year-old, has been set free.
On February 1st, 2022, after spending 28 years behind bars, Eric Smith walked out of prison.
I understand why, after so many years, they decided to give him a chance. And that's fine, you know, for him and his family.
Smith has moved to Queens, New York, and says he has plans for his future.
I want to, get married, raise a family, hold down, a job, pursue the American dream.
Smith says he wants to counsel kids who have been bullied, just like he was.
The question is, will Eric Smith be a success story or somebody that we're pointing to and saying, system blew it with that one?
That's exactly right. I keep going back to my hope. Time will tell.